Welcome back to the Spit Out. I'm Jefferson. Alongside me, I got the one with all the holes in his game, Swiss Cheese, and this is Disc Golf World's podcast, the Spit Out, like I said in the beginning. Figured I want to clarify that.
The Spit Out.
Not just yelling that out just for no reason. But yeah.
Can I talk about my round and like how well I did? No, I'm just fucking.
I was like, I was about to, so fast about to tell you no. Like, I don't even care about that. You kidding me?
Yeah, I was just checking. Cool.
Music City Open just went down. You've probably seen it. If it wasn't on Jomez Live, it was probably on the Daily Wire. Let's be real. It's been everywhere. Like, honestly, for the first time, I didn't even want to talk about this, actually, so we're just going to segue away. If you want any of that talk, check out yesterday's video. And honestly, for future, you probably should always watch yesterday's video because this is coming out afterwards. We're just talking about some nonsense. But what I want to talk about first was match play being canceled. There hasn't been an official announcement of when that is going to come back. I think that they're really trying their best at Kansas City wide open. Okay. Even though this is I guess it doesn't matter that it's new to the tour or whatever. It was honestly, Mill Ridge was the worst of the courses it was going to happen on. So
for sure,
not the biggest L.
I think I even made a joke about it when I brought it up.
You did, yeah. And then rightfully so.
Yeah.
Mill Ridge is kind of boring, especially after the weekend. And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but spoiler.
Yeah, and you don't want to do it to one of the out west ones because now you got a major tied up. It makes sense. So, yeah, it was kind of a bummer. I was looking forward to it. I don't know how the community was anticipating it.
I've seen both sides.
Yeah, there is an aspect of like overcomplication on like the process and like group play, and for whatever reason, people don't get that and don't ask me or understand it. But like,
I don't get it either. I just don't question it. I'm just like whatever, whatever I'm told. I should hopefully have a story.
Top two advance. That's all you need to know out of that first group. Now, like, also, I thought like the way they scheduled it was kind of silly. Like, how do you like they were gonna really run out Paul, Ricky, Gannon, AB's matchup this week,
yes,
or last week, and it's like, how do you not like 1 week here, one tournament here, like spread the wealth, so to speak? That's all I'm trying to say.
No, it makes sense. You'd want, I feel like, one huge matchup at every time, maybe you have 4 or whatever, but it does not seem they're going that way. But hey, no. I mean, there's a lot of mystery to this still, so that's why I was just excited to see how it all unfold, because when there was match play last time on the tour, it was not like this. It was like a full-on tournament, so it's cool to see. Are people going to be more paying attention to it, invested in this? From comments I've seen, like I said, both sides.
I think they're going to do even like post coverage, like of like one of the rounds.
Oh,
like
just one?
Yeah.
But that's like late to me. Like, how are you, like, that's the...
No, because their argument was they weren't going to get on the live coverage, so you're going to have a post round of like a...
An unseen one? Okay.
Yeah. So like that's what I've heard. But like I also like the idea of, because like we've argued like, hey, post round coverage is probably where the future's at. Like if you and I kind of view it that way,
right
like
now,
like, and I'm talking more just time constraints and what the like public is willing to consume. But like,
it might not be the main thing, sorry, but I think that it is stupid not to still invest heavily in it, because it can still become something. That is where like the future post produce might not be, like, live will still be there, but you can still tell the story of what disc golf is better that way. So don't, like, still invest heavily in it.
For sure. And so like this could be an opportunity to like test like different approaches, right? Because like people aren't expecting anything, and that's what I hope they do. I hope they don't just run out. Hey,
you say that?
Here's Joe Mess, like 2.0, but with this card. Like that's what I hope it doesn't happen.
Yeah, they're experimenting is throwing Kevin Jones in the booth.
Yeah,
that is as much as like they're like, oh, it's wild this week.
Yeah, it might be. So, but yeah, I'm anticipating some cool things. I think it's I think it's something to root for. I think believe me, if you guys are rooting for a team aspect, you better be paying attention to match play, and because this is what's going to develop that more than anything else. Like if this doesn't succeed, or if this kind of like, man, I don't think that it can fail, but like if it fails, like why would they go after a team event after this? Like, you know what I mean? It would just be like, hey, they're not watching this. They want it, but it's not happening. So like, this is kind of the event to do it with. And I feel like there's people that were going to pay attention. I know there's others that thought it wasn't at the end of the year.
Yeah, that is tough.
So
but that's what the information isn't widely available. Like it is, it's out there in like a little press release thing. There was a press conference, sort of. I mean, it was there, I guess, but just like, again, not a whole lot of like press on it that are really getting the hype behind it. But I think moving forward, hopefully they can build something along the lines of this being a grand old event. But
You also had like
it's
the
time.
press conference with the matchups, and it never happened, which kind of sucks.
So they're just gonna run it back.
That would be awesome.
I mean,
they should. The best part of if they run it back, they should say the exact same thing, like
same question, same moment. Music City was also the first event we get disc golf betting, so it was cool to see follow along lines those on the bets. But I don't know if I saw necessarily a lot of conversation of bringing that more to life. I don't know, maybe on your guys' home courses that can be something you guys talked about, but this being a point of bringing more investment into the fan base, didn't know if I saw it a whole lot. I heard it sometimes in the commentary, trying to drive stories here and there about placement, but it was just like a little. I know it's the beginning too, so it's like we're not gonna see a whole lot of it yet. But I just was curious to see. If
I think they
it
only had like 3 days, right? Like before, like the release was like, yeah, we're doing it for MCO, and it was like 4 days before it started.
Yeah, so maybe they were trying to slow the rollout.
Yeah, so I think, I think it's going to be a positive. I do.
That's the way I lean too.
Yeah, I think it's going to help. I think it's going to drive some new eyes. And when I say new, it's not like new to the game. It's new as in they play the sport and they don't follow.
Yeah, there's new professional disc golf fans, because there is such the divide of playing disc golf casually, it's a hobby, it's whatever, to even knowing what professional disc golf is. So maybe that could be the thing that really gets that going, which I do think like it's.
Do you think the PDGA should do more to help that, or no? Should they be just focused on the growth of the game?
Just the growth of the game.
Okay.
I really do lean towards that.
I kind of agree with you, but isn't there some aspect of the growth of the game happening with the advancement of the professional?
I think there is, but not to the degree that we're seeing it.
Okay.
Like even when we look at UDisc, there's over 1 million users and we can only get 300 people playing in 300,000, sorry.
Yeah.
But playing in actual competitions.
Okay.
So like I feel like the competition and the professional side for some reason isn't as translating as much. But again, when I say that, there is no other medium. Because how are you like, yes, you're helping disc golf by playing it a whole lot, but you're not giving money to help it expand anymore. So that's where maybe there could be more on the professional side. But at the end of the day, it's all going to the DGPT and not going to the PDGA helping fund that stuff.
Fair.
So
yeah,
it's like very confusing and all. Where it's also at the end of the day, is the DGPT and PDGA really that close? Maybe, maybe not. I know they have like the partnership, and I don't know how much they really work in their intertime.
Man, I don't know. Like, I feel they're closer than most people think. That people think
I
like
did for a long time.
Split,
definitely not. They're definitely together at the most part.
Yeah, I feel like they're kind of on board with each other and what's going on. Whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing is different, but like I think they're on the same page and stuff.
Yeah, I do too. I think that there should be somewhat of a level. Maybe that's what the majors should be more for. Like the PDGA just step in and do something to make that a huge thing. But
part of me like tears at me to think like that will help grow the game a little bit. But you're right. Even if we get everybody who plays watches the professional, that doesn't get new people playing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like I understand that, but like it certainly I think would help in the buy-in and keeping with the sport.
Yeah, I do agree with that a lot. That is for some reason I've noticed a big thing in disc golf is playing it, being hooked for it, like die hard, buying bags, baskets, all of it, and then just falling off. And maybe that is because there is no extra investment then on playing. And for a long time for disc golfers, they are excelling, and then you hit that hard plateau, and then from there either you're bored of it or you don't care anymore, and then you're just gone.
Yeah, your posse moves or you move. There's all sorts of there's reasons why there's disc golf lots for sale everywhere. Like you know what I mean? Like people just drop and like so. Yeah, I think that would help, and that's the only reason I bring it up.
I think bets can help that, but like at the same time, like I don't want gambling to be the forefront of getting investment. So I feel like there's been a lack of, yes, there is the fantasy things coming up, but there hasn't been like the one that's like really shown to be the best like way to be involved with like not betting, but you know what I'm saying? Like putting in like I don't know how to say it, like investing in players, like the whole my bag thing is now I pick 5 people
Sure.
and I'm trying to like at least kind of root for it there. So they're experimenting. Heiser Base has their thing, but I haven't seen the one that's really being pushed to be like, yo, this is better than the rest. So and there was the
As
actually
far as
I
like
did.
fantasy,
There
daily
was a
fantasy.
thing. Yeah, there was
or-
a thing. What did you disc always do? People love that. Grip 6
grip
picks. People
6.
love that.
Everybody loved
And
grip
that,
6.
then they took that away.
Gone.
Damn it.
Gone.
That was a fun way to keep track.
But no, I see. Yeah, daily would help too. I think that's more secondary than the primary. I think the sports betting could help.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be away because I know there is the problems and there is apparently a huge side that is against it. How much of that is just vocal online, not really
True.
doing whatever? I don't know. But you look at the comment sections of everything gambling and it seems overwhelmingly negative. But I don't think that is the real popular opinion. I think
Can I
those people
say
are
like
just loud.
another unpopular opinion?
Always.
There's gonna be a form of cheating if this happens long enough.
Oh, you think so?
Bro, well, here, all right, hear me out. No, not because it's like we're not paid, pros are gonna take advantage, any of that. It's because it's happened in every sport.
True.
Like
true.
it's more so like that's why I'm just being prepared. Like you don't win the argument just because this happens once.
Mhm.
Like because that's happened in college, it's happened with refs, it's happened with, you know what I mean? So
True.
it's run the gamut of where it's happened. Like because if it happens in disc golf, it can't be like, yep, I was right. Like it's because we're not paying enough. And yeah, that is a problem, but it doesn't like this doesn't prove a point. It happens everywhere.
Mhm.
And it's gonna like to some level. Now, do I think like with the way this initial rollout is set up? No, it's not gonna happen in this initial rollout. I don't like the placing, I think, is a good spot. I think they're understanding that the stats are no way, shape, or form there. So I don't think it's gonna get there anytime soon. Like
Yeah, not for the prop bets or anything like
Yeah.
that. That's gonna stay away for a while.
that stuff's gone. So yeah, like I understand the argument, and I get the fear, and I get that, but like in reality, it's like it's gonna happen eventually. Is it gonna happen anytime soon? No. And I really don't think like that tier of pro is gonna be willing to shave or cut this or lose that for a one tournament payday.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like
I 100% agree.
we're not talking like tens and thousands of dollars here. We're talking like now maybe back in the Prize Picks days.
Yeah,
that may have been a little different of a story. So
Mhm.
so like as
They were
much as like
moving.
we're not seeing posted wins or like talked about it, I think it's just too early. And I think it's also like people dip their toes into it, and in a week or two it's gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be a segment on
Everyone's there's gonna be a segment on our thing, so I can't,
yeah, it has to be.
And if someone cheats, we have a banger video. So overall, positive for this side of the game.
The side of the
Hell
day.
yeah.
It's a win.
Another thing that was talked about, Mill Ridge, the course. Heard a lot of conversations. We've been alluding to this maybe not being on the Pro Tour any longer. At least that's what we've heard from people around the area. But Gossage made claims that the direction where disc golf is going, not necessarily specific Mill Ridge, but talking about the first 4 courses that we played this year, seeing that they've all gotten shorter and they're getting away from the style of disc golf of getting closer to par, courses being harder. And is that something that disc golf fans want to see? Is that the direction that is purposely being moved forward after extending courses longer, trying to make things harder and tougher? What do you got? Any thoughts on that?
My argument is I couldn't disagree more. I really no, like let's be honest, like these first 4 events have probably been like the best start to a disc golf season. There's parity, there's competition. It's coming down to the final holes in like nearly all of them. What's the problem here? Like, so if this model, if this is truly where we're going into this model, like Gossage is saying, I'm for it. I don't believe that's happening, but I'm for it. If these are the results, and this is, and as much, don't get me wrong, I understand it's as much about the players' play and their ability and all that, but like some of that is dictated by the course and how it plays out. MCO, Waco, half of what the tournaments have been, proof of concept on that. So yeah, like I'm for it. Like I'm good. Like but I'm not like the big guy that it needs to be par. Like I'm not the golf adjacent. Like we need to be.
Me too.
adjacent to what like happens in golf. And like man, and trust me, like for the pros, we've heard it and we hear enough of it. Part of them does matter. Like
For
what
sure.
par is and what is considered par is very important to them. Like,
Mhm.
and it's obviously to some, it's not close enough to where they want it to be. But I'm for the scoring.
Part of me also thinks that this is one of the arguments where I just have a harder time siding with the professionals when nearly it's like 99% of the time. But at the end of the day, the people consuming the sport are what gives the dollars. So if people want to see the 16 downs and they want to see the exciting finishes like we have at Waco, then why would the pro tour not lean into the direction?
Sure.
Not saying that it is the case, but it seems that the scores being ultra high isn't like the biggest problem. And
Yeah.
I guess I enjoy seeing more birdies. I think that there's more highlights to being shown. I think that there's more action to be shown. Like all I could think was at Mill Ridge and on these par fives was you literally made me watch 3 hyzers for a birdie that was inside the circle. Like what was the point? Like it's the same thing to me as like, yeah, sometimes people go OB on the lines that you can barely see on the ground. And visually to me, that also doesn't look great. But when you're pure in lines, even if they are 300 to 250 in the lines at Brazos, or I always get shot for saying that wrong, but whatever. The Waco course, like, yeah, at least I saw what was happening and they like crafted and did a shot, not just I'm throwing big hyzer here in the open. Watch this drone shot that I can barely see the disc flying in the sky. Like it's just not pretty to me.
Yeah. And can I be honest? Like the optics of our sport is always going to be from the outside perspective, it's easier than it looks.
Always.
So why not have our scores reflect that? And just be like, yeah, this is fun and it is easy.
And even when you look at that, go outside the top 10 and go look at those scores. Like,
Sure.
You're only seeing like the top 4 people like shred.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. But like, yeah, it's like this isn't that bad. Like this doesn't like hinder the game because it's not closer to par.
Mm-hmm.
And like, man, there's also like this concept of like we're pulling over golfers, and it's like,
Yes.
dude, like that's about as much of a chance as pulling me over to golf. Like that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
There isn't as much crossover as believed.
no, and so like let's not act like it. So why should our sport like coincide with it? And like, no, like I'll listen to Gossige's argument on like what par should be and where it's at and like things of that nature. Yeah, I'll listen to that. But like, if this is the result, and it's partially, I'm not gonna say it's all of it, but if this is the results, tell me what we've seen on this season that we would not take this every year. Like if these 4 results that have come about, if you're telling me like the next 4 are like this, I am super excited.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be like, all right, when's the next one? Like, let's, you know what I mean? So it's an awkward time. And like, this is kind of coincides with a lot of stuff that we also see on the like course is there's courses like pros just don't want to be there. Like it's not their style. They're not a fan. You get mentally drained just from being on the road. It's like taxing. And Gossage will be fine. And then like he's getting more out west. Like don't worry, OTB's coming, Gossage.
Yeah, he
like,
loves
you
that
know what I
place.
mean? Like so you're gonna get there, and you'll be fine. Like, but man, you want to know what? I do appreciate him like just coming out and saying it because like I love the fact that like their takes have been kind of like fashionably like kind of like Paige, right? Fashionably like let's diss track on it, and he's still saying it, which is
I like that he's saying his honest opinion, and I feel like most of the time he is articulating something that I agree with, or like I see where he's coming from, which I do like. That's why I share the clips in our videos where it's like, hey, here's a professional disc golfer, if you agree with it or not, but he's someone who should have more of a respectable opinion because he's put the work in, he's on tour, he's doing that, he has a different eye for it, hopefully having conversations with other pros. So that's why I share it too, where it's like, hey, now do you agree or disagree with him? Don't talk about my opinion.
Yeah. I also love like, man, like if we went into everybody's work and like came in and you kind of told me what it was, like I'm gonna have to take it like your face value. Like, you know what I mean? But for whatever reason, professional disc golf, because everybody plays, has got like, nah.
That's because the pros are soft.
Even like, man, even like that's the other part. Like, you haven't even sat on the hole that they're talking about. You'd be like, I disagree.
That is our sport. I love it. Hey, we do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I guess you're right. We've done it at times.
Going into the results of the Music City Open, then, just see if there's anything interesting we want to talk about. I'll run down the top 5 real fast, and then you can throw out any thoughts. Nicolas, back-to-back Finnish Cowboy, nickname here to stay. I love that everyone's pushing it. Gannon Burr then tied for second after Austin Turner, unfortunate miss putt on the, or no, Macbeth's unfortunate miss putt, drop him in 4th place. And then tied for 5th, we had Andrew Marweed and Isaac Robinson.
Dude, Marweed's having a sneaky, decent year thus far.
I saw, too, his putting stats are ridiculous. He was like 95% from C1 coming into this event.
And like he's usually, these aren't like his strong courses.
Usually we see him pop off towards the
Midwest,
eastern
yeah.
half, the Midwest.
The
when he was
Midwest
in the
run,
woods,
he's kind of like gets super poppy. But no, that's exciting. I think Macbeth, man, I watch him and it just feels like he's pressing. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I feel like he's just like, on some of his putts, I think he's like pressure packing every putt. Like, I need this. And I think it's kind of coming off. Like, he wants that victory. He just wants to shut people up at this point. And
that's the conversation every time he's popped on the screen is we're going to talk that he hasn't got a win since whenever it was. Over a year now.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's tired of all of that. But I do agree with what you're saying. I think to a point, and I think that it hurts his mental game a little bit where he wants to press so much, and when he isn't in a position he wants to, he's going to find a way that in his mind he can figure it out. And maybe sometimes that puts him in shots where either a little bit more out of position, or if he's missing a putt like he did on 7, like where it's like questionable, like maybe could have stayed, maybe not. And then he's going to go and par the next 4 holes because maybe not necessarily his fault, but he did end up 2 holes later missing his first C1X putt of the day.
It's
so
tough.
It is a little tough. We saw him come back though. It's the first 4 events he's been in the lead card 3 times for the final round.
Yeah, you can't say he's washed at this point.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think he's been there. He's close. He's on the verge. I think it's going to take the right course for it to happen. And the MCO could have been one of them, but there's some others. Like, man, would you be surprised with a Ledgestone victory?
No.
Yeah. So, like, there's a few courses that I think, like, he'll play to his strength. And, like, man, can we get also, like, Antela has, like, officially arrived. The dude's legit. You now have back-to-back victories in this era of modern disc golf and the parody era, I would call it, especially this year. Awesome. Like, 3 victories in the States. He's got more over in Europe. Yeah, Antela deserves far more credit. I think he's getting a lot of traction as far as fandom in the States, but it's certainly...
I think the Finnish Cowboy nickname helps.
Man, that's sad.
What's worse, that or Peach Pirate?
I don't know, man. Finnish Cowboy just doesn't sound like...
It seems so forced, but like part of me thinks that he likes it, so I don't want to like dog it too bad.
I think he does like
I think
it.
I think it's just cool that you get a
feel like he's
nickname
gonna,
that
like...
you didn't choose.
Yeah, man. If you're gonna call yourself the Finnish Cowboy, like, you need to grow some facial hair. Like,
I just don't think it happens. I don't think it's possible.
Oh, you think he's like, yeah, like it's just like
that's his face? I think.
Yeah, that's the genetics. I get it. Like, yeah, I think like
maybe he needs a little Austin Turner mustache.
Yeah, he needs like a Vino mustache, and like then you could be called the Finnish Cowboy.
At least he doesn't have like a Fortnite nickname.
That's true. That's a win. The man's arrived. And then, like, you also look at, like, his track records of second places at majors.
Oh, no. Is this the year he gets it?
I hope so.
Now, 2 wins this season. World's in his home country.
Ooh,
tough, man. That
and
could
another
be huge.
major. Yeah, like, this might be it. This might be it. Like, man, and that year of locking in Antela and Gannon, like...
Is it officially now 2 Discmania versus Discraft? Are those the 2 head-to-head and all this... And
at this point, yeah,
kind of feels that way.
Right?
Discraft's got everyone backed himself up with, and now you have Nicolas and Gannon being the forefront of your pro squad, who probably go up to head with all of Discraft's squad at this point.
Yeah, like 8, yeah. No,
it's fun. It's not just the Discraft roll everyone over that I feel like part of the community felt it was going to be.
And man, Gannon's so close to getting back to Gannon. Can we also be real about that? Like, every one of these stops, it's been like one round that has like kept him from it. And he has like this incredible hot round of the weekend, or like record setting, course setting, like, you know what I mean? Like, So it's always been like one round, and if he can just put that together, lock in his putt, we're gonna see a stretch there.
So you're not worried about Gannon at all?
Not yet. Would I have expected it to last this long? Probably not. I really kind of thought like him and Macbeth were gonna be the ones that, and it kind of happened. It's just not at the top.
Was there anything said about the knee brace? Was that a big deal, or is that just precaution? Anything tweaking it? I haven't heard anything about it.
I haven't heard much about it.
Okay.
The dude, like Gannon just seems to be achy. Like,
Well, I mean, he's got
like-
the body for it.
I know, right? Like, but it was, remember like Supreme Flight?
Like neck problems or something.
Yeah. And then like, yeah.
He's a masseuse.
Everybody was like, kind of like critiquing it. But he's also like a very tall guy going into random Airbnbs. Like I couldn't imagine like his like sleeping arrangement and how it affects him.
Maybe.
It affects differently than like his companion Sully. Like that dude can curl up in a
That's
corner,
true.
like
That
and
is
be
true.
fine. Gannon's feet are hanging off of air mattresses and shit. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, like I can understand it being achy, but like and also the rigors of like just going out there. But I would have been more worried if he had like the knee brace and pants on.
True. Well, I don't think he owns pants.
I think he has like 2 pairs.
I'll take the under.
He's got like a dude, he's got a suit, right? Like he's got a suit.
Remember what he wore to whoever's wedding? Oh, he did wear pants. I think,
He
to the
did
wedding.
wear
He did wear
pants.
pants. All right. Not the USDGC ring ceremony, but the wedding. There's lines. Headed over to the FPO side then. We did have a playoff battle that was fun to watch between Kristen Let. I'll just say
Lett.
all of them from now on. Silva Sarnanen, unfortunately, taking second. We saw more tears on the FPO side. Probably shouldn't have made that joke. Third place,
No.
Holland Hanley, jumping up 4 spots too. Good for you. And then Evelina Salonen and Candice Burge and Missy Gannon tied for 5th place. Candice Burge, look at you go.
Most
talent.
improved right now.
Ooh,
Front runner.
she's not rookie, right? Because she
No, yeah, I
She's
think
played
she's got
enough
too many
events,
tournaments for rookie.
yeah.
But like as far as most improved, she's got 2 top 10s and a top 5. Hanley keeps her podium streak. A heck of a performance by Silva, but man, she cannot have. This is becoming a theme
of her losing down the stretch.
Yeah,
Can't handle the
by
pressure.
like multiple, like fairly large 4-stroke lead. 5, she had 7. The other, like, what was it? European? No, it wasn't Europe. It was one. It was a European stop. I can't think of it, but like 7 there. Like, yeah, like you just can't let that slip through your grasp like that. Now, the good news is she's only 22. Like, that's the great news. So, like, there's still plenty of victories under her belt that are gonna come. Like, that's the other thing. Like, everyone kind of expects like Kristen to be there for years, but she's kind of up there.
Mhm.
And like Silva's gonna get better. Her standstill's the best standstill in the game, arguably one of the best putters. You start getting more distance, you get that growth, kind of what we saw in Missy. Like if she can follow that same pattern, she's gonna get some dubs.
I think it's inevitable. Yeah, totally. Best putter in the FPO, hands down.
Over own.
Yes.
Wow.
Right now, I'm going to say
Okay.
it.
All right.
She's been knocking them down, man.
I know
And
it's
from
debatable.
distance.
Man, they are pretty from distance.
She's young. She can keep
Yeah.
it up. I think that she'll.
22. Yeah, she's gonna be.
She just needs the one big one, I think, to kick it off.
Yeah, like the one statement.
Mhm.
Yeah, if she can like win a playoff against Kristen, I think that just like skyrockets her.
Yeah.
Because I think she's held off everyone else but Kristen. So
I feel that's the final boss.
and I think man, it's also great. Like I'm also excited that like I feel like she's getting fans too. Silva,
Mhm.
like
She's
Like-
MVP, man.
yeah,
The gyro knots got her back.
yeah. Like it used to be like, hey, she is really good, guys. Let me tell you how good she is.
Mhm.
Like she's climbing up. You know what I mean? This is only her second full year on tour. So like the fact that she's won 5 last year, albeit they're all in Europe, she's gonna get a US one soon. I just can't think of which stop it might be.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Green Mountain, maybe.
She did their good last year.
Yeah.
Just as long as Kristen doesn't. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say on the FPO or in general about Music City Open?
Great stop, great venue. It's a shame that weather kind of prevents it. It seems to happen like every other year.
Yeah.
And I'm open to the Mill Ridge change. I'm open to that. Like, but I think Nashville area does need to stop.
I think they do forever need something. The
Yeah.
community's solid. They always show up. They got things going on.
Yeah.
Just would like a cooler course.
Yeah, I get that. But man, it is Nashville. Everyone gets to party.
That's
Like,
true.
man, that's another party I would have loved. Like, just to been on Main Street or whatever the street's called when it is Texas State hat. Like,
With the guitar hanging
yeah,
out.
just out there.
So what
like-
bars we can get in there for free?
So
No, that is cool. But that's gonna wrap up Music City Open and the Spit Out podcast. Come back next week where I guess we will probably break down everything going down at the Go Throw event. They're throwing up the $50,000 purse, the Masters.
is this the Eagles Crossing one?
Yes, it is. So
Nice.
hopefully it'll be a dope event there where we can break it all down on the Disc Golf World. See you in the next one.
They put all their chips on this event, didn't
Well, it's not their chips. That's the best part. Other people's money.
they?